So he's actually ramming a human's head into a wooden cabinet. Hi, I'm Jimmy Fallon, and these are 5 of my favorite comedies of all time. Even though I have so many favorites, there's more than this, so I really want to do this again. But right now I'm going to narrow it down to 5, just so you can pick 5 films. One of these will really make you laugh. Animal House is a classic based off of a National Lampoon article about college life. I love, personally, John Belushi. I love the casting in this because everyone looks like they're probably 50 years old, to be honest, and yet they're in college. But at the time, that's the way things worked. I mean, Grease had John Travolta, so you're like, really? Does he look like a high school kid? It's like, Sandy, I swear to God, I can't believe, he's going through a midlife crisis now. But everybody was cast perfectly in that movie. There's so many subtle jokes. It makes you cheer. You see a young Kevin Bacon making a cameo in that. There's great music. There's so many quotable lines, and it is definitely a go-to comedy for me. Animal House, well done. Bridesmaids, if you have not seen it yet, then you probably don't live on Earth. But if you do live on Earth and haven't seen it, you should check it out. It is one of the more modern of the comedy choices I picked because Kristen Wiig will just teach you a lesson and show you how to be funny. She's unbelievable in this movie. If you didn't think Kristen could be funnier, then get ready for Melissa McCarthy because she hits you over the head with a cinder block of comedy. It is unbelievably well written, well acted, well directed. Bridesmaids, one of my faves. Airplane, there's so many quotable scenes, but one is there's a little boy comes up to the cockpit of the airplane and Peter Graves is the pilot and he goes, you ever been in a cockpit before, Joey? And he goes, no, sir, I've never been on a plane before. He goes, you ever seen a grown man naked? And the kid perfectly acts like he didn't hear what he said, really. And then the questions get crazier. He's like, Joey, you ever been in a Turkish prison? And it's just Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the co-pilot. It is just so well acted. There's so many jokes. It is jam-packed with jokes. Airplane, one of the best comedies I've ever seen in my life. My personal favorite comedy growing up was Peewees Big Adventure, directed by Tim Burton. And I love this movie because Paul Reubens is he's just brilliant. He plays this character, Pee Wee Herman, and the creativity that's put into this movie, it was like, what else can you add to make this movie? Just the opening shot of him waking up and there's like a Rube Goldberg contraption of how he makes toast at breakfast in the morning. Like he drops a ping pong ball, it hits a candle that turns on and burns a rope that breaks and swings a hammer into it. It was so creative. I remember being a kid, I watched that movie probably 300 times. I memorized it. I used to do the voice. I just love doing it. Pee Wee Herman is brilliant. It's for kids, but it's for adults. He's just such a good actor in this movie. Paul Reubens should have gotten an Oscar for this. Pee-wee's Big Adventure, it is unbelievable, and it's one of Tim Burton's first films. So if you love movies and film and like Tim Burton, you don't want to miss this one. It's a classic. All right, this is a comedy for you movie nerds, but that's probably why you're on Rotten Tomatoes anyway, because you are a film nerd. But this movie is called American Movie, and it's a documentary comedy. And man, oh man, I remember seeing this film with Horatio Sanz. We were in the theater, and we were crying so hard laughing. We were hugging each other and like punching each other because we were laughing too hard. It's about a man trying to make a horror movie, and it's about a coven, but he doesn't like the way coven rhymes with oven. That doesn't make sense, so he mispronounces the own title for his film and calls it Coven. It is all local actors. He's trying to get into this low-budget horror film, and there's so many great characters in it. He takes a local dentist actor. He's a dentist, wants to be an actor, and he's ramming his head into a closet that he was supposed to have scored so that it's easily breakaway, but he forgets to score the wood. So he's actually ramming a human's head into a wooden cabinet. And he's screaming and he's ramming this poor man's head into the thing, and so cut, and the guy's like holding his head, and he's like, oh my gosh. He's like, oh man, I'm sorry, I forgot to cut that board. It should have broke. It should have been. trying to punch it to break it, and he still can't. He's hurting his hand. It is one of the best movies I've ever seen. It will make you cry laughing. If you love filmmaking, you will appreciate this. And the two guys, the two stars of the movie are true stars. It's a classic movie. It's called American Movie, and it will make you laugh.